wife said, don't wait up for me, you're working late tonight. Wife hangs up the phone and bursts into tears. Sister cries, I got a bit of cheer. Sister tells her boyfriend will be back in a while. Boyfriend wants a beer, the store's just a mile. He leaves the motor running, he'll only be a minute. His friend drives away with teenagers in it. Driver tells his buddies, got one like a lid. They scream into the night, let's get it over with. Cause and effect, chain of events, all of the chaos makes perfect sense. And when you're spinning round and things come undone, welcome to Earth, third rock from the sun. The kid guns the gas, car starts to swerve, it heads for a semi-truck, jumps the curb. Truck hits a big boy in the Shoney's parking lot. It flies through the air, takes out the bank clock. Lock strikes a light pole, transformer sparks. Lights go down, town goes dark. The waitress calls the cops, says she saw it all. Swears the giant aliens landed at the mall. Cop brings up the mayor, says there's panic in the streets. They hate to wake you up, but we can't find the chief. Mayor says use your head if he ain't in his car. He's hiding from his wife down behind the bar. Well, cause and effect, chain of events, all of the chaos makes perfect sense. When you're spinning round, things come undone. Welcome to Earth, third rock from the sun. Cause and effect, chain of events, all of the chaos makes perfect sense. And when you're spinning round, things come undone. Welcome to Earth, third rock from the sun. Welcome to Earth, third rock from the sun. Welcome to Earth, third rock from the sun. If you don't get in the water, you're never gonna learn to swim. He said a snake is scared of you as you are of him. You can tell by the moon when the fish had bite. Seems there was nothing that he didn't know. As a kid I believe, 'cause Grandpa told me so. He talked Daddy into letting me have my first car. I thought I was really something till Becky Thompson broke my heart. That first taste of love nearly did me in. Getting over her was slow. I knew someday I would, 'cause Grandpa told me so. He said life was made for you to live. The best love is the love that you give. There'll be times when you wanna hold on, but you gotta let go. And I live by those words, 'cause Grandpa told me so. I wouldn't cry when it was his time to leave. But that's the only promise I made him I couldn't keep. He smiled from his bed and said, we'll meet again somewhere down the road. And I believe, 'cause Grandpa told me so. let go. And I live by those words, 'cause Grandpa told me so. And he said life was made for you to live. Best love is the love that you give. There'll be times when you wanna hold on, but you gotta let go. And I live by those words, 'cause Grandpa told me so. Yeah, and I still believe Grandpa told me so. Well, Grandpa told me so. And I still believe. Grandpa told me so. I still believe.
Senator Kane is going to be playing with him here in a little bit.
Well, I went down to the Grundy County auction, where I saw something I just had to have. My mind told me I should proceed with caution. My heart said, go ahead, make a bid on that. I said, hey, pretty lady, won't you give me a sign? I'd give anything to make it mine on mine. Do your bidding and I'll be at your beck and call. Yeah, I've never seen anyone looking so fine. No matter, gotta have her, she's a one of a kind. I'm going once, going twice. I'm sold on the lady in the second row. 8, she's a 9, she's a 10, I know. She got ruby red lips, blonde hair, blue eyes. I'm about to bid my heart goodbye. Like that one, huh? Well, the auctioneer was going about a mile a minute. He was making bids and calling them out loud. I guess I was really getting in it. I just shouted out above this crowd. I said, hey, pretty lady, won't you give me a sign? I'd give anything to make it mine on mine. Do your bidding and I'll be at your beck and call. Well, I've never seen anyone looking so fine. And now I gotta have her, she's one of a kind. I'm going once, going twice. I'm sold on the lady in the long black dress, 'cause she won my heart, it was no contest. With her ruby red lips, blonde hair, blue eyes. I'm about to bid my heart goodbye. Well, we found love on the auction block and I hauled her heart away. We still love and laugh about the way we met that day. When I said, hey, pretty lady, won't you give me a sign? Give anything to make it mine on mine. Do your bidding and I'll be at your beck and call. Well, I've never seen anyone looking so fine. And now I gotta have her, she's one of a kind. I'm going once, going twice. I'm sold on the lady in the second row. 8, she's a 9, she's a 10, I know. She got ruby red lips, blonde hair, blue eyes. I'm about to bid my heart goodbye. Way back when we started off, this ran the charts. It's the Johnny Paycheck song. I can't sell my mama short on loving me. Guess that's why she let me go so far. Mama tried to stop me short of stealing. Guess that's why I had to steal that car. She told me not to smoke it, but I did, and it took me far away. I turned out to be the only hell my mama ever raised. I rolled into Atlanta, stolen tags and almost out of gas. Well, I had to get some money. Lately I'd learned how to get it fast. Those neon lights me, Lord, how I fought to resist. They just clamped them tighter till that metal bit into my wrist. They took my belt and my billfold, fingerprints and a profile of my face. And then they locked away the only hell my mama ever raised. I sang precious memories, take me back to the good old days. Let me hear my mama singing, Rock of Ages clap for me. She tried to turn me on to Jesus, I turned on to the devil's ways. I turned out to be the only hell my mama ever raised. She tried to turn me on to Jesus, but I turned on to the devil's way. I turned out to be the only hell my mama ever raised.
Yeah.
That was probably pretty true too.
Very true. Bless her. Rest her soul.
Here's a little song about some lost love. She left without leaving a number, said she needed to clear her mind. He figured she'd gone back to Austin, 'cause she talked about it all the time. It was almost a year before she called him up. 3 rings and an answering machine is what she got. If you're calling back the car, I sold it. If this is Tuesday night, I'm bored. You got something to sell, you're wasting your time. I'm not buying. If it's anybody else, wait for the tone, you know what to do. And P.S. if this is Austin, I still love you. The telephone fell to the count. She heard, but she couldn't believe. What kind of love? How long could that be? What kind of love that could be? She waited 3 days, then she tried again. She didn't know what she'd say, but she heard 3 rings and then, if it's Friday night, I'm at the ball game, and first thing Saturday, if it don't rain, be out at the lake with some friends all weekend long. But I'll call you back when I get home on Sunday afternoon. And P.S. if this is Austin, I still love you. Well, this time she left her number, but not another word. Then she waited by the phone on Sunday evening. This is what he heard. If you're calling about my heart, it's still yours. I should have listened to it a little more, then it wouldn't have taken me so long to know where I belong. And by the way, boy, this is no machine you're talking to. Can't you tell this is Austin? And I still love you. I I still love you. Thank you. How many hillbillies we got in here? You're sure, right? You're right? What kind of shoes you wearing? I was there when the men came and told us all the news. Our Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Till they walk a while, a country mile in my hillbilly shoes. You want to judge me by the whiskey on my breath. But you ain't seen nothing yet till you walk a while, a country mile in my hillbilly shoes. In my hillbilly shoes. All right, here we go. You work all day in a muck and a mire, and you dance with a jig by the stump on fire. Ain't too much these boots can do, might even kick a little sense into you. Well, I'm going up River Creek, going out a run, going up River Creek to have a little fun. All men said they found some track, people saw them leaving, but they never come back. Till you walk a while, a country mile in my hillbilly shoes. In my hillbilly shoes. Shout from all the hillbillies.
Yeah!
Any firemen in the crowd?
Fireman. Fireman.
Firemen? Well, they call me the fireman. Well, that's my name. Making my rounds all over town, putting out old flames. And everybody like to have what I got. I can cool them down when they're smoldering hot. I'm the fireman. That's my name. Last night they had a bad one a mile or two down the road. Well, my buddy walked down and left his woman burning out of control. And I was down there in about an hour or so with a little mouth-to-mouth. She was ready to go. I'm the fireman. Well, that's my name. Call me the fireman. Well, that's my name. Making my rounds all over town, putting out old flames. the fire. That's my name. Where am I, boy? T-bird automobile. In a minute or less now I could be dressed fit and still. I'm working 24 on and 24 off. When you get too hot they just give me a call. I'm the fire. That's my name. They call me the fireman. That's my name. Making my rounds all over town, putting out old flames. Everybody like to have what I got. I can cool them down when they're smoldering hot. I'm the fire. That's my name. They call me the fireman. That's my name. That's my name.
Yeah! Lord have mercy, I am burning up. Lord have mercy.
There you go. Out in these fields in the hot summer sun, over by the gate, Lordy, here she comes. With a basket full of chicken and a big cold jug of sweet tea. Takes a little room and she climbs on up. Open up the throttle and stir a little dust. Just look at her face, she ain't a fooling me. She thinks my tractor's sexy, it really turns her on. She's always staring at me while I'm chugging along. She likes the wind pulling while we're tilling up the land. She's even kind of crazy about my farmer tan. She's the only one who really understands what gets me. She thinks my tractor's sexy. Back and forth till we run out of light. Take it to the barn, put it up for the night. I'm up in the loft, sit and talk with the radio on. She says she got a dream and I ask what it is. She wants a little farm and a yard for kids. One more teeny weeny ride before I take her home. She thinks my tractor's sexy, it really turns her on. She's always staring at me while I'm chugging along. She likes the way it's pulling while we're tilling up the land. She's even kind of crazy about my farmer tan. She's the only one who really understands what gets me. She thinks my tractor's sexy. Well, she ain't into cars or pickup trucks. If it runs like a deer, man, her eyes light up. She thinks my tractor's sexy. It really turns her on. She's always staring at me while we're chugging along. She likes the way it's tilling while we're pulling up the land. She's even kind of crazy about my farmer tan. She's the only one who really understands what gets me. She thinks my tractor's sexy. She thinks my tractor's sexy. She thinks my tractor's sexy. Thanks to you tractor guys. Dallas packed her suitcase, drove off in the brand new car, bought her. She made leaving me look easy. I wish she'd made it look a little harder. I took her out of Texas, she was just a girl. But old Tennessee and me couldn't take Texas out of her. Oh, how I wish Alice was in Tennessee. If I could move Texas east, then she'd be here with me. Then nothing else would come between the two of us. If Dallas was in Tennessee. She's leaving Memphis, everything we had behind her. Lord, I hope the gold band on her hand will serve as a reminder that true love is a treasure very seldom found. And you can't stay together if there's no common ground. Oh, how I wish Dallas was in Tennessee. If I could move Texas east, then she'd be here with me. Then nothing else would come between the two of us. If Dallas was in Tennessee. Oh, if Dallas was in Tennessee. Dallas packed her suitcase, drove off in the brand new car, followed her. Old flame can burn. You're a feeling I haven't forgotten, a love I can't unlearn. You become a memory I can't live without. You'll always be a fire I can't put out. Don't know how to handle the dream you left behind. It's like a lighted candle burning up my mind. At least I'm happy knowing what love is all about. You'll always be a fire I can't put out. Embers to ashes, that's how it should be. You'd think by now my heart would know that it could set you free. The things I've tried, the tears I've cried, I guess there is no doubt. You'll always be a fire I can't put out. Don't know how to handle the dream you left behind. feet, knowing what love is all about. You'll always be a fire I can't put out. You'll always be a fire I can't put We starting to have some fun? Crowd's getting bigger. It's hard describing a heartache, all cause it's a one-of-a-kind thing. A serious injury and a whole lot of endless pain. And if it was a storm, I'd compare it to a hurricane. Oh, it's even got a name. We'll call it Florence. And if it was a drink, it would be a strong one. And if it was a sad song, it would be a long one. If it was a color, it would be deep, deep blue. If we're talking about a heartache, it would be you. If there was a full moon, it would be a total eclipse. If it was a tidal wave, it would sink 1,000 ships. If it was a blizzard, it would be record-breaking cold. And if it was a lie, it would be the biggest story I've ever told. If it was a drink, it would be a strong one. And if it was a sad song, well, it would be a long one. But if it was a color, it would be deep, deep blue. If we're talking about a heartache, it would be you. If it was a color, it would be deep, deep blue. If we're talking about a heartache, it would be you. There's this little river down there. Going away. Well, way down yonder on the Chattanooga, it gets harder than your hoochie-coochie. We laid rubber on the Georgia asphalt. Got a little crazy, but we never got caught. Down by the river on a Friday night, pyramid cans in the pale moonlight. Talking about cars and dreaming about living. Never had a plan, just for living for the minute. Yeah, way down yonder on the Chattanooga, never knew how much that muddy water meant to me. But I learned how to swim and I learned who I was. A lot about living and a little about love. I was willing She wasn't ready, so I settled for a burger and a grape snow cone. Dropped her off early and I didn't go home. Down by the river on a Friday night, a pyramid of cans and a pale blue line. Talking about cars and dreaming about women. Never had a plan, but I listened for a minute. Then I way down yonder on the Chattanooga. She never knew how much that muddy water meant to me. But I learned how to swim and I learned who I was. A lot about living and a little about love. Yeah. On the Chattanooga, she never knew how much the muddy water meant to me. But I learned how to swim and I learned who I was. A lot about living and a little about love. A lot about living and a little about love. I was on this tour, Mossy Oak tour. You might have heard of Mossy Oak. This guy named Tracy Bird originally did this song. I was driving through Georgia in the late July on a day hot enough to make the devil sigh. Saw a homemade sign written in red, said Ryan County Watermelon Festival ahead. Well, I wasn't in a hurry, so I slowed down. I took a two-lane road to this one-horse town. There was a party going on. When I got there, I heard a welcome speech from the Castlewood mayor. He said, we got 100 gallons of sweet red wine made from the biggest watermelons on the vine, and help yourself to some, but obey the law. If you drink, don't drive, do the watermelon crawl. When the band started playing, the Watermelon Queen said, let me show you something that you ain't ever seen. Grabbed me by the arm, said, come on, let's go. She dipped down, spun around, and do-see-do. Right back on her heels, crawled across the floor, then she jumped back on her feet. She wiggled and she giggled, beat all you ever saw. Said, this is how you do that watermelon crawl. She said, we got 100 gallons of sweet red wine made from the biggest watermelons on the vine, and help yourself to some, but obey the law. And if you drink, don't drive, do the watermelon crawl. Alright, let's crawl, y'all. Alright, listen up. If you're ever in Georgia by July, you ain't in a hurry, you ought to stop by. I can guarantee that you're gonna have a ball learning how to do that watermelon crawl. Said we got 100 gallons of sweet red wine made from the biggest watermelons on the vine. Help yourself to some, but obey the law. And if you drink, don't drive, do the watermelon crawl. Do the watermelon crawl and have fun, y'all. And do the watermelon crawl.
Oh, yes!
How many country people we got in here? I just know how many from the country do we have?
Or this city, folks.
Skip, you city slickers, wherever you might be. Country people, raise your hand. Come on, quick, quick. All right, I'm from the country. I got a new release coming out. 6 songs, this will be on it. Way back up in the country, back in the hills, down in the hollers where the folks skin caps. That's where I'm from, and I'm proud to say I'm from the country and I like it that way. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody calls you friend. You don't need an invitation. Kick off your shoes and come on in. Yeah, we know how to work and we know how to play, but we're from the country and we like it that way. If you like Sunday, treat you like Saturday night. When the beds get full, we can sleep in the hay. Hey, we're from the country and we like it that way. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody calls you friend. You don't need an invitation. Kick off your shoes, come on in. And we know how to work and we know how to play. We're from the country and we like it that way. Alright, do this with me if you know it. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody calls you friend. You don't need an invitation. Kick off your shoes, come on in. Yeah, you know how to work and we know how to play. We're from the country. We're from the country. We're from the country and we like it that way. No offense to you city boys, but we are from the country out here. Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ruined her black tie affair. The last one to know, the last one to show. I was the last one you thought you'd see here. And I saw surprise and a fear in his eyes. I took his glass of champagne. I toasted you, said honey, we may be through. You'll never hear me complain, 'cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases the blues away. And I'll be okay. Well, I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. So I've got friends in low places. I guess you miners are used to them low places, right? That's what I hear. We're all friends. Well, I guess I was wrong. I just don't belong. But then, hell, been here before. Everything's alright. Just say goodnight and I'll drove myself to the door. Hey, I didn't mean to cause a big scene. Just give me an hour and then we'll all be as high as that ivory tower you're living in. 'Cause I've got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. Well, I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis where I've got friends, low places. I've got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. Well, I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. So I've got friends in low places. All right. Thank you, United Mine Workers and your families. And I believe we've got Mr. Josh coming up here. You guys gonna have some speakers, have a little fun with them. My name is Michael Blackstone. You can see things about me or follow me at michaelblackstone.com. Appreciate your support. Thank you, sir. And when they're done doing their thing, we'll come back and do a few more for you. Okay, guys, come on. Give you a little taste in. I'll sing another one while they're getting themselves together. It won't be that one. My little girl met a new friend just the other day. On the playground at school, between the tires and the swing. She came home with tear-filled eyes, and she said to me, "Daddy, Alyssa lies." Well, I just brushed it off at first, I didn't know how much my little girl had hurt. There were the things that she had seen. I wasn't ready when I said, "You can tell her." Alyssa lies to the classroom. Alyssa lies every day at school. Alyssa lies to the teachers as she tries to cover every bruise. My little girl laid her head down that night to go to sleep. As I stepped out of the room, I heard her say a prayer so soft and sweet. God bless my mom and my dad. My friend Alyssa, oh, I know she needs you back, because Alyssa lies to the classroom. Alyssa lies every day at school. Alyssa lies to the teachers as she tries to cover every bruise. I had the worst night of sleeping years as I tried to cry away the calm over fear. on Monday, I heard the news. My little girl asked me why everybody looked so sad. A lump in my throat grew bigger with every question that she asked, till I felt tears run down my face. I told her that Alyssa wouldn't be at school today, 'cause she doesn't like in the classroom. She doesn't like any more school. Alyssa lies with Jesus, because there's nothing anyone would do. Tears fill my eyes as my little girl asks me why. Alyssa lies. Oh, Daddy, tell me why. Alyssa lies.
Yeah.
To our cookout. It's no longer called a fish fry. Don't guess we're going to call it a cookout from now on. How's that? We'd like to get started. I'd like to welcome everybody here. My name's Gary Trout. I'm Vice President of District 17. We're going to start out this morning like we always start out, with a prayer and a pledge of allegiance. At this time, I'd like to call Brother Danny Dye to the stage. He's local union since 1760. He's been a UMWA member for over 48 years. We're proud to call him our friend and our brother. Brother Danny, would you come and lead us in prayer?
Let's pray. Our gracious, kind and true Heavenly Father, for coming before us today, we're so thankful for all the blessings you give us, the perfect blessings, the blessings that are perfect, we know comes from you. We thank you for this day, for this gathering, and the reason for this gathering. We ask you to be with us in this meeting, and everything said, we got uplift to the name of you, and we look up to the kingdom of God. Be with us, Lord. Bless the speaker of the church, and be with us on the problems that we have facing now. As I said before, we're not looking at how big our problem is, we're looking at how big God is, which is going to be with us. So you be with us this day. Again, we thank you for everything. We ask this in Jesus' sweet and holy name. Amen.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. At this time, we'd like to have Jerry Stallard come. He's a veteran. He's a member of Local 2274. Jerry's a former auditor teller for the International Union and also former president of Local 8939. Brother Jerry. I'd like to ask all the veterans to come forward and help me with the pledge, if you're able to, please. And while you're coming forward, I'd like to tell you one thing. That President Roberts takes volunteers down to clean the Vietnam War Memorial just about every year. If you come forward, veterans, we'll say the pledge.
Michael, turn it up.
I can't do nothing about it. I don't know how to operate this volume.
There you go. Thank you.
All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was doing it different.
Thank you, Jerry. Our first speaker this afternoon will be, he is the state's 38th Lieutenant Governor from the year 2002 to 2006, the 70th Governor from 2006 to 2010. He was the nominee for the Vice President of the United States in the 2016 election. Brothers and sisters, please get on your feet. Give him a warm welcome, our friend Tim Kaine.
Yeah!
Hey, good morning, UMW family. It is great to be back in Castlewood, back at the Fish Fry. I'm so happy to be here with President Cecil Roberts and all the great leadership. And I'm told I put the mic right here, I'll do better, right?
Yep.
It is an honor to come. I started coming in 2000 when I was running for Lieutenant Governor. I can't believe that's now been 18 years ago. But in those 18 years as Lieutenant Governor, and now as a Senator, one of the honors of my life has been representing the UMW family, active, retirees, pensioners, and family members. You power this country, and you are a critical part of who we are in Virginia. Some of you know that I have family roots in Wise County, Big Stone Gap, St. Paul, Abingdon, and Roanoke. And so long before I was in politics, I was coming out here to spend time with friends, and every time I come, I do get to see friends, old friends and new friends. Let me tell you just one thing about the Senate work that I do, and that I am honored to have the UMW endorsement, but I want to ask each of you individually for your vote and your support. I've worked very hard in the Senate. I've worked very hard in the Senate together with the UMW on issues that matter to you. I was on a national ticket in 2016 and I lost, but I got a consolation prize. And my consolation prize was I got added to the committee in the Senate that's called the Health Committee. Health, Education, Labor, Pension. But I like the short term for it. It's the Help Committee, because what we do on the Help Committee is try to help people who deserve it, try to help people who need it. Shortly after I was put on the Health Committee, I sat with many of you right here at the office in Castlewood in late April of 2017, and we sat together because mine workers' health care was about to expire at the end of the month. That room was packed with people who were asking me very tough questions. I was there, and some of you remember, I said, I think we're going to have a solution. But I remember one of you looked me in the eye and says, well, you think we're going to have a solution, that's no guarantee, is it? I said, it isn't a guarantee. And he said, are you telling me that I need to go out this week and buy health care somewhere else because you guys might fail? And I looked him in the eye and I said, we will not fail you. Because of your advocacy, UMW delegations from all over this country coming up to Congress just about every week, passionate advocacy by Cecil and the UMW leadership, and strong support from members of the Senate and Congress, we got the health care fix over the hump. And what I told that miner that day, we didn't make a liar out of what I said, we got it done. And I'm proud that we worked together to get health care fixed, but you know we've got another big one right now, and that is the UMW pensions. I am a co-sponsor of the American Miners Pension Protection Bill that has been introduced to try to protect miners' pensions. And as many of you know, there is a committee composed of members of both houses that are charged with coming up with a plan by the end of November to try to make sure that we're doing right by the pensions, not just of miners, but working people generally. And we're going to do all we can. My preference is to fix pensions for everybody, but if I can't fix pensions for everybody, I'm going to make darn sure that I fix pension for you, for miners and your families. And I just would like to ask you for two things. Obviously, I would love your support on November 6th. Please, please do all you can to help me return to the Senate. But the second thing is an ask that I know when I ask you, I have no trouble with you guys agreeing to this. The only reason we fixed the health care bill was because you kept coming to Washington. You'd round the corner in the Russell building and there would be camouflage shirts of mine workers from Virginia, Kentucky, West Virginia, Ohio. Every week, week in, week out, we needed you there to enable us to fix it. So the second ask I have is keep coming. We're going to have a delegation this week, but don't let this week be the last week. You've got to keep coming until we get this pension thing straight. And if you keep coming, we will get there. Thank you so much for having me today. Thanks for your support. And now I have a great honor. I want to introduce a wonderful friend. When I was running for the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia as the mayor of Richmond, and nobody knew me anywhere other than Richmond, one elected official, one stood up and said, this guy has got the stuff and he would be a good lieutenant governor, not just for Virginia, but he would represent us well in Southwest Virginia. You know this person because he's like a friend or a relative to you. How much we wish that Rick Boucher was still in Congress, but he is here today, our great friend, to talk about our congressional nominee, who's also a dear friend, Anthony Flacavento. Please give a warm welcome to our great friend, Rick Boucher.
Thank you, Tim Kaine. Thank you so much. I'm prompted to say a few words about my very good friend Tim Kaine, who I have known for a very long time. I got to know Tim when he was the mayor of Richmond, Virginia. And we became friends at that point, and I could see that he was going to go a long way. But even I, at that time, never imagined how far he would really go. Lieutenant Governor of Virginia, Governor of Virginia, United States Senator, and Democratic nominee for Vice President of the United States. What a great record Tim Kaine has had. But I have to mention that the greatest honor for my family is the fact that when Tim Kaine needed a backup band, when he was playing with Lamar Alexander 1 year ago this weekend at Rhythm and Roots in Bristol, he called my wife, Amy, and asked her band to back him up on stage. My wife backed up Tim Kaine. Isn't that fabulous? Well, I listened to the tape of that, and I saw the video, and I'll have to say, Tim, if you ever need another career, you and Lamar could take that act on the road. It was terrific. Tim Kaine is doing a great job for us, and I want to say to everyone here, he's doing well in this campaign, but don't take anything for granted. Work hard, talk to your friends and neighbors, turn out the vote, and on election day, we're going to send Tim Kaine back to the United States Senate for Southwest Virginia and for this country. Say it again. Well, I'm going to say something else right now. I'm also here today to support a great candidate for Congress. A number of people have been kind enough to say to me as I was walking here to this stage today that they miss me and they liked what I did. People have been kind to say that. But I want you to know that if you liked what I did, you're going to love what Anthony Flacavento will do for Southwest Virginia. You're going to love that. He's a great candidate. I have known Anthony Flacavento, our Democratic nominee for Congress, for more than 30 years. I got to know him when I was early in my time in Congress, and Anthony was working to find new economic opportunities for people in Scott County, Wise County, Russell County, Washington County. He was involved in so many projects. Most of those were his idea. Things that he had created, his imagination really had come up with these great projects. And they put people to work. I worked with him to get federal funding to make those projects a reality. And I became very impressed with him, with his good ideas, with his leadership capabilities. And I was so pleased when he decided that he would run for Congress and be our representative for the 9th District. If you liked what I did, you'll love what he will do. And I will promise you this. When Anthony Flacavento is our congressman, he's going to stand up for black lung benefits. You can count on him to do that. He will. He's going to stand up for minors' health care. You can count on him to do that. And he's going to stand up for minors' pensions. Anthony has made a big point in his campaign of talking about how important that is. He asked me to apologize because he couldn't be here today, and I'll tell you why. It was a special reason. His family is having a reunion, and his niece is getting married, and this is a favorite niece who he loves very much, and she's only going to get married once, at least we hope so. And he had to go to this event. It had been planned for a very long time. But he asked me to come here and say a few words on his behalf. And he gave me a letter and asked me if I would read it. Now I've cut out all the things, the nice things he said about me, because that's not going to do him any good. But I'm going to read this letter to you. It says, "To my friends in the United Mine Workers, I want all of you to know how grateful I am for your support and how critically important you will be to my winning this election. I was proud to stand with you during the Pittston strike almost 30 years ago, and I'm just as proud today to be fighting to protect the Black Lung Trust Fund and to help miners improve their chances of winning black lung claims, to fight for your pensions and health care. And I will promise you this, if you get me elected to Congress this year, I will always fight for the working man and woman, and I'll never stop fighting to level the playing field for the UMWA and other labor unions. I'm a working guy running to represent working people. It's as simple as that. Anthony Flacavento." He's a great candidate. I think he can win. You know, I've run into a lot of people on the campaign trail who say, you know, I've met Anthony, I really like what he has to say, he definitely is for us, but can he win? That's the question I keep getting. And my answer to you today is yes, Anthony can win. He's got a great chance. With your help and support, I really think that's going to happen. So, I want to encourage you, talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors. Don't let a single person stay home on election day. It's going to be a close race, but I really think this is the year when it can be done. Anthony Flacavento for Congress, Tim Kaine for the United States Senate. What a great ticket. Let's work hard for both of them. Thank you. And now I have the privilege of introducing a friend, someone who has achieved great things in her life. She has been a terrific friend for Southwest Virginia. She's the president of the AFL-CIO for Virginia, Doris Kraus-Mays. Doris, please come up.
So, good afternoon. So, first of all, Rick, thank you so much for that kind introduction. And for those of you who do not know, when Rick ran for Congress, CWA released me to work on his campaign. He was the underdog, and we won, and I still consider Congressman Rick Boucher my congressman from the 9th district. But now I'm only going to do that until November the 6th. And then I'm going to say that Anthony Flacavento is my congressman from the 9th district. And then everyone knows that Tim Kaine has been a personal friend of mine for a long, long time. And we are going to re-elect Tim Kaine for the U.S. Senate. But I'm here today to deliver another message. We keep hearing how well the economy is doing and how great everybody is. Well, I think that's inaccurate. The economy is not working for everyone. The economy needs to work to protect workers and make sure they have a decent wage. We need an economy that will work for workers to make sure that we have the health care and the pensions that we were promised. sure we have that right and it is protected every single day. And then we not only after we get our union, we're going to have the best darn union contract that we can get. Because we know that corporations don't give it to us. We know that we take it. And I'm standing up with you, and we're going to stand together, and we're going to take and demand every single thing that's ours that we deserve. So that's why this election is the most important election there is. I know I have said that time and time again, but it truly is. And that is why we have got to re-elect Tim Kaine for U.S. Senate, and that is why we have got to elect Anthony Flaccavento for Congress in the 9th District. So now I have the distinct honor and privilege of introducing the next speaker, who is a personal friend of mine as well, and that is Dan Duncan. Dan is the Executive Secretary-Treasurer of the Maritime Trades, lives in Virginia, has always, well, I won't say he's always been from Virginia, but most of his adult life has been in Virginia, and he just loves it here, and he's been taking pictures, but he's not far from here. He's from Tennessee, so that's not too bad, right? No. So please give a warm welcome to my friend, Dan Duncan.
Good afternoon, sisters and brothers. Oh, come on. Mine workers, I know you got a little bit of spirit because I met most of you coming in here passing out literature. Good afternoon, sisters and brothers. Say, you told us to turn up the volume, now we'll get you to turn up the volume. Thank you guys. This is my first time here. I've heard about this for years, and I am honored to be here because I'm with working people. True, honest to God, working people. And I'm also, and Doris and her husband Mike can tell you this, when we pulled in here this morning, I just had to stop and look at those beautiful hills and mountains because I have to look at something 2 blocks from where I work. I mean, I used to be honored. I used to love that, but the White House has gotten a little weird for us for working people. So seeing you guys and seeing all these wonderful hills and mountains, I feel like I'm back home in Middle Tennessee. So thank you very much. I am proud to be here with you. As Brother Cecil and Brother James Gibbs and others can tell you, my first day on the job as the Secretary-Treasurer of the Maritime Trades Department, I wasn't in Washington, D.C. I was marching in rain, sleet, snow, ice, and sunshine in just south of Pittsburgh on Mitchell Day with mine workers. I'm very happy that was my first day as Secretary-Treasurer. I've also been honored to be arrested with mine workers in St. Louis during the Peabody situation. So you guys, I love you. You got a great place in my heart. Now, 50 years ago, we lost somebody who was truly a fighter for all of us. A fighter for people in the mountains, a fighter for working people, a fighter for people in deltas. Robert Kennedy. And I came across this quote. It has a lot to do with today. A true democracy, to survive, to prosper, must have a strong, dedicated, militant labor movement. Its leaders must be devoted to their members, to an ideal. In my judgment, a labor movement is the backbone of democracy. Well, I can't think of a more militant, hard-fighting union than the United Mine Workers. The union that brought us such militants as Mother Jones, John L. Lewis, and my friend, Cecil Roberts. So thank you guys very much. Appreciate it, honored to be here. But now I have the great honor to introduce another militant, another hard fighter, another person I'm glad to call a friend. And he's got a special place in my heart as well because my father-in-law, was somebody who escaped Europe to get away from the Nazis and ended up fighting in Patton's army. He was one of the people who came from another country and was welcomed to the United States and made a proud home of it. The Vice President, Executive Vice President of the AFL-CIO, Tafari Gabre, is one of those people. He came from Africa. He struggled. He came here and made the United States his home, and the United States is a better place for it because he has worked his tail off, and he is part now of the labor movement, the #3 man in the whole AFL-CIO. Please welcome our brother, Tafari Gabre.
Hello, mine workers. Hello, mine workers. That's a lot better. Brothers and sisters, it's such really an honor to be amongst you today. To be with the proud UMWA family. See, I grew up reading about you. I grew up knowing we would not have a labor movement in this country. We would not have the AFL-CIO in this country. We would not have really democracy in this country if it was not for the sacrifice of you and your fathers and your mothers and the mine workers of the past and the present, and no one should ever forget that. I'm also honored to be here on stage with someone who I call the voice of God. Every time he speaks, he reminds me of what I imagine of God. And it's not just his voice. From the bottom of my heart, I could tell you, you have the finest labor leader, the finest human being, the finest organizer leading your union, and give it up for your president, Cecil Roberts. So sisters and brothers, I'm here on behalf of 12 million union members in this country to say thank you. Thank you for what you have done. Thank you for your militancy, and thank you for what you are about to do. As members of the greater working families in this country, you understand we gotta change trajectory in this country. You know why, brothers and sisters, I'm saying that? Because the economy is not working for all of us. This country is not working for all of us. And for this country to survive, it has to be about all of us or none of us. You see, rich people break our economy and they show up at the repair Monday after. They start the arson and they show up at the fire Monday after. We can't continue doing that. We need a new direction. And this upcoming election is about that new direction. We know who can repair our economy. We know who can fix our economy. We know who can put the fire out. And that is all of us coming together and working in unity, working in our unions, and demanding a shared economy in this country. That's what this election is about. This election is also about the heart of our country. The values that build our country. The values of all of us holding each other up. The values of saying no to those who try to divide us. The values of understanding what makes us Americans is the blacks, the whites, the Latinos, the Asians, the gays, the straight, all of us standing together. And that is the value, brothers and sisters, worth dying for, worth showing up to the poll for, worth walking a precinct for, worth home banking for, worth fighting for, brothers and sisters. That's why I am here today, to have this conspiracy with you. We need you to take our country back. And it starts with re-electing your senator, your fine senator, for another 6 years.
because we need Team K back in the Senate. Brothers and sisters, I have also good news for you. I think our country is ready for us. And it's not happening in a vacuum because there is a vibrant new leadership in the labor movement. Vibrant new leaders are leading workers in this country. And I'm proud to introduce one of them to you. This is one of my best friends, the fiercest advocate for all of us, not only for her union. She was there in Congress fighting for mine workers' pensions. She has been in the trenches with CISO. She has been in the trenches with the hotel workers, with the pilots, with anybody who asks for her help. She's the future of our movement. And she is here today to say hello to you and to share her opinions with you. She is the president of the Association of Flight Attendants, CWA. And she is my dear sister. I love her to death. Please give a warm welcome to President Sarah Nelson.
So good afternoon. I am so proud and privileged to be here with you because, as Tafari said, this is where the inspiration comes for the entire labor movement. This is where we learned what it meant for people to give everything they have to feed their families and to power our country and to make sure that when our veterans come home, they have good jobs to come home to. This is where it started, and this is the inspiration that will carry us forward. So the piston strike, we should remember. We should remember the fight that you took up there for pensions, for health care, and for simply the right to be together, to stand up for your rights. But what we've learned is that our rights are never absolute. They only exist because generations of workers died to give us those rights. They were shot down at Homestead, Pennsylvania, and in the hills of West Virginia. They were hanged for the Haymarket Affair in Chicago and beaten on the overpass in Detroit. All for taking a stand for the rights of working people. There were beatings at Stonewall and murders in San Francisco City Hall. And these activists thought that it was important enough to stand up against all odds, to put everything on the line, to make the lives of their families better and our families. And today, it's our turn. It's our turn because today these corporate thieves don't come at us with guns and clubs and knives. They let their supporters in the Congress and in the state houses do their dirty work. They stack the courts with their corporate shills. And enough is enough. Because let me tell you something. This land is our land. You want to say that with me? This land is our land. Now you know what happens when you sing? When you sing, your voice is synchronized, your heart synchronized, your blood synchronized. We are one union, and we own this country. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. Nobody living can ever stop me as I go walking that freedom highway. Nobody living can ever make me turn back. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. I can't hear you. This land is my land. From California to the New York redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. So I come from the Association of Flight Attendants, and my members are 50,000 strong. Our careers are 80% unionized, and it wasn't that long ago that they said that we had to step on a weight scale before we could go to work. They said we had to quit if we wanted to have kids or get married, and they said we were no good after the age of 32. And it was some strong women who stood up and said, not only are we going to fight for that, we're going to fight for the right of men to have the same rights on the job that women have. That spirit, we have taken up every fight. And the airlines came after our pensions not that long ago. In a 38-month-long bankruptcy at United Airlines, they waited till the end. They waited until they thought they had beaten us down, and then they came after our pensions. And we fought them. We fought them every way we could. We had George Bush in the White House, and we had a Congress that was controlled by the Republicans, and people did not want to talk to us. They didn't even know what the PBGC was when we started out. We had to educate them, because until that point, people thought that pensions were a sacred cow in this country. Let me tell you something. Pensions only exist because working people fought for them, and pensions will only continue to exist because working people will stand up and say, you're not going to get away with taking away your promise that you made to us. So we fought. We fought with everything against us. And we got a supportive vote in the House. And we thought we were going to be able to save our pensions, but the Senate did not move. But because we fought, as Mother Jones told us to do, she said, you will fight and lose. You will fight and win. But above all, you must fight. And because we fought, we doubled the amount that United Airlines was willing to pay for a pension replacement plan, and we saved our retiree health care. So, our members did lose their pensions, but we told them that it was time to stand up for the United Mine Workers' pensions, and they said, we're not going to fall for this idea that because we lost ours, you should lose yours too. Oh, no, no, no. We're going to build people up, because when we build you up, we build up our lives too. So we are in this fight with you until you get it done. So I'm going to ask you to do something. I'm going to ask you to go out and share the good news of your union. Share the fact that you love your union, because if we didn't have our unions, we wouldn't have our rights. We wouldn't have the right to join together. We wouldn't have the ability to be here together, celebrating being together here today. We wouldn't have the right to push back. We wouldn't have the right to have safety at work. None of it. We love our unions. We love our unions so much that we will challenge them to be better. We love our unions. Go out every single day and tell 10 people, I love my union. And if you're not in one, you should join one. And if there's not one in your workplace, you should start one. And if you're a woman, you should think about running one. So if we do that, and we take that spirit, and we take that same spirit and say, don't let them stack the Congress. Don't let them stack the state houses with their friends, because we're the people, this land is our land, and we're going to take back our country. We got to do that every day. And I'm going to tell you something else. We have a lot of power because we believe in all of us standing together. And it is the power of solidarity that breaks through every challenge. Solidarity is if we're stronger than gravity, and solidarity will win. But you know what, too? You gotta have a leader who says, I don't care, Judge, if you're telling me that we need to move this picket line, if you're telling me that we need to stop occupying the company headquarters. I don't care, because what they're doing is unjust, and you can't tell me to stop standing up for justice. With everything on the line, think about this, with his family on the line, with his kids on the line, being fined thousands of dollars every single day. Cecil Roberts said, it's so not right that I'm willing for you to lock me up if that's what it takes to stand up for the rights of my members. And it is that kind of leadership, that kind of focused leadership that gets people to follow and understand that we have a leader that we can follow, that we have a leader that can inspire us. I am so inspired by Cecil Roberts. You know what? I'm going to admit something to you. Sometimes when I'm a little down, I pull up YouTube and just watch some of his speeches. You should try it. But I love this man, and I know you do too. And you love him because he never stops, never takes a step, always looks for the way forward, is smart about it, sets a plan, and he has set a plan in motion that has preserved your health care, and we are going to finish it, and he is going to preserve your pensions too. Let me introduce to you my fan, my friend, not my fan, I'm a fan of you, and your leader, President Cecil.
Well, I can't top that. I'm going on back to my house for Virginia. I'll see y'all next year. I want something to happen here for a moment. I want all the speakers to come back up here with me. I always need people with me. That's what labor movement's all about. Let's give a round of applause to all of our speakers as they return to the stage here. Come on up. We got all of you led the prayer. Come on up here, Gary. Don't be bashful. James Gibbs, come on up here. Mike Caputa, Vice President for District 31's out here in the crowd. Come on up and join us. This is called solidarity. This is called unity. This is called we're ready to take our country back. Are you ready to take your country back? Are you ready to stand up? Are you ready to fight back? Are you fired up? Are you fired up? Inside fired up? Let me hear you say fired up. Are you fed up? Let me hear you say you're fed up. Let me hear you say you to give me about 5.5 minutes. Isn't that really precise? 5.5 minutes. Tim Kaine, come up here a minute. There we go. Let me tell you something. When your health care was on the line, I walked into Tim Kaine's office, and this is what he said. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to sign on that legislation now? I said yes. He looked at his chief of staff, says, put me on that bill now. Don't vote in mine. Don't vote in Tim's. Vote in your interest. And if you care about your health care, if you care about your pensions, if you care about justice, I really like this. And we were both telling the truth. What do you think about that? It's 2010. There hasn't been a day go by that I have not come to tears with the persons representing this district now. He couldn't carry this man's shoes. He couldn't walk in his shadow. When I was growing up a long time ago, there was a rock and roll song that said, baby, come back. And every once in a while, Congressman, I gotta tell you, I'd say, baby, come back. But he's not coming back. But we've got somebody running that we've got to work for. We got to vote for. And I believe that Anthony Flocavento will be with us and stand with us and fight for us. And we've got to elect that man to Congress. Can I put a myth to rest here? People are always saying, well, we'll send Morgan Griffin up there and Cecil will fix him. Ain't nobody can fix him. If you send somebody to the United States Congress that is against your health care and is against your pensions and doesn't believe you should have black lung benefits, that you shouldn't have a right to join a union, that person is going to be like that to the day they die. I can't fix Morgan, but you can. You can fix it. Let's try something. It'll make me feel good if it doesn't make anybody else feel good. Goodbye, Morgan. Say that with me. Goodbye, Morgan. So long, Morgan. So long. Goodbye. Good riddance, Morgan. So, are you going to stand with Congressman Boucher and I? Please do that. It's in your interest. Now, you probably are wondering, where did all these celebrities come from that's here today? Well, they come in my car. That's how they got here. I said, now, James promised to feed them last night, which I think was probably the primary motivation. But they come to see you. And let me tell you, you got the number 3 person here in Tafari in the entire labor movement in the world. In the world. So let's give Tafari a nice Southwestern Virginia welcome here. And you heard, not from the past, but the future of this movement when my friend legislation was passed that cost $2 billion in the next 10 years. You need to understand the people behind me did that for you, whether in the movement or in Congress. You should stand up and give them a round of applause. Now we're going to do what we always do, and I know that I'm standing between you and Burton. I understand that's not a good place for me to be. But we're going to do something real quick here. You know, this is the most patriotic part of the United States of America. We have people here who have fought in World War II, in Korea, in Vietnam, in the Mideast. So I want every single veteran to step forward. Don't be bashful. You come on up here. You've earned this. Let's welcome our veterans. Now I want you to look at this. Hey, pay attention for 5 seconds. If you were down at the Chamber of Commerce, or you were on Fox News, hey, listen to me now. Hey, Joe Carter, come up here. Come on up here. What are you doing, huh? There. If you were Fox News, Chamber of Commerce, and said, oh, you veterans stand up, there wouldn't be nobody standing up. But because we have gone off to war every single time this country has called upon us. I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of these cowards who have found draft affirmers, for example, and others telling me who's patriotic and who isn't. This is the patriotic American. You guys sit still for 5 seconds. If you're here today and you've got a child, a son, daughter, niece, nephew, grandchild, serving right now, come on up here. Because we've got to pay homage to those who send their children off to these wars and to stand up for our democracy. Come on up. We're proud of you. We're proud of your children. We're proud of your grandchildren. And we pray every night that God takes care of them. Oh my! Look at this patriotism. My goodness. Where do you go to find this but Appalachian brothers and sisters? Right here. Now, if you're still seated and you've had a mother, a father, a grandfather, or somebody in your family that's fought for the United States of America in World War I or II or Korea or Vietnam or anywhere in the Mideast. And that's just about all of you. And you probably miss them. Because if they fought in World War II, they're probably gone. So if you're out there, come on up and honor all your family members that fought for this country. This is everybody. I want you to look at this sight. Oh my! Isn't this beautiful? Isn't this something to be proud of? Now, if you're in that crowd today, still seated, and you know somebody who have gone on. These are patriotic Americans too, because they energized this nation to make it so great over the last 100 years. Now, let me say this. Sometimes, when we come from this part of the country, we feel kind of awkward when we're sitting in the road, blocking some trucks sometimes taking over some big CEO's building, and sometimes when we're marching in the streets. But I want to remind you of something. We didn't get to UMWA by staying home and looking the other way. We got to UMWA for fighting. And I want everybody to understand something here. I know, and it's just human nature, when people say, why God does this always happen to us? Why are 100,000 people dying from black lung? Why did 100,000 of my friends get covered up and blown up in these coal mines? Why, God, when we tried to do something about it, they kicked us out of these houses and they beat us, they shot us and said you can't have it. They tried to silence our voices. But we would not be silenced. The country in 1989 said you cannot win a strike. 8 years of Ronald Reagan, 4 years of George Bush halfway through. Union after union being broken. But these workers right here in Appalachia stood up, and 4,000 of us went to jail. $64 million in fines, and a company who said, we're never going to give you health care again. We're never going to give you a pension again. They had to eat those words. I want to pay special tribute to my friends and the freedom fighters who are up there working, and so you guys can eat, okay? They do phone banking for us. Some of them called you. They're going to be calling for the senator and our congressman candidates. They're going to be doing what's right. Now, I want to show you how we've always won here. If you just grab the hand of the person beside you for 1 minute, we're going to do that right here. And we're going to close this out. Please listen. We want to say to God that we're very thankful for this opportunity to be here. And we know that the United Mine Workers of America has been touched by the almighty hand of God. Amen. Or we wouldn't be here today. Amen. It is impossible for men and women to do what we have done. Amen. And I believe this. In the Bible, if God said it, I believe it, and that settles it. And that's what we have depended upon here. And as we go forward from here, there's one promise we make from this stage today, whether we're running for the Senate, Congress, we're an elected official, or whether or not we represent a union, we don't intend to quit. We are never going to quit, and we call upon God now to bless us in a mighty way as we go forth from here. Thank you, and God bless every one of you. And amen.